relax. Right, give me your throat. You want me to show it? Lift your chin up, you bitch. Lift your chin up. Right, so there, and then you grab your bicep.
Oh,
and then you come around here, and then.
Michael, you're a legendary figure in the sport of MMA, in UFC and stuff. So there's going to be a lot of hardcore MMA fans coming over to listen to this who perhaps wouldn't listen to our show otherwise.
Probably not.
And we get a lot of stick for like, you know, when people try and gatekeep sports. So like, if I ever put on a boxing fight, everyone's like, oh, you know nothing about boxing.
Right.
I want to put it on record today and say that I am not clued up on UFC or MMA at all. We watched your documentary, the Michael Bisping story, last night, and we loved it. And it was so interesting to us. And I'm sure it'll be interesting to people that know about your life anyway. But we didn't know whether you were going to win the fights, lose the fights. And I basically just want to put a little disclaimer here, because there'll be people going, these guys are fucking idiots. Yes, you're correct.
Yeah.
We are idiots, but we're admitting that we don't know anything about it.
But you're nice idiots.
Right.
I'm enjoying myself. So don't beat yourself up too much.
I thought, what better way to start this podcast than if you would kindly indulge us in maybe like a little sort of quick fire MMA for dummies.
Yep.
So Stevie and I are going to ask you some of the most obvious questions ever, and you can educate us on the sport that you know and
I've
love.
been doing this for years.
Yeah.
When I first signed with the UFC, I had so much time doing this. But then the other day, I was on TalkSport, and Simon Jordan, I'm sure you know who he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was going, I don't like it. You know, when I see the blows land, it makes me wince. Right? I'm like, well, it's supposed to make you wince. We're not fucking animals, you know what I mean? We're doing violence to someone else. You're meant to wince. But yeah, anyway, whatever.
Okay, so this is MMA for dummies with Michael Bisping. Stevie.
We'll start with a simple one. How is MMA different to boxing?
Okay, wow, that is for dummies. Boxing, you can only punch. MMA, you can punch, kick, knee, elbow, grapple, wrestle, jiu-jitsu, choke people out. Basically, any kind of effective combat technique that you can use is allowed, but you can't do anything stupid. You know, you can't stamp on someone's head when they're on the floor. You can't bite them. You can't poke them in the eye. You can't knee them in the balls. You know what I mean? All very gentlemanly. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If there was some unwritten rule, two guys were going to have a fight, but we're not going to get, we'll fight, but you don't start biting someone's fucking dick, are you?
Wow.
Do you know what I mean?
Don't know the kind of fights we get into.
I mean, Danny D might have done that. But, you know, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, Muay Thai, basically any kind of martial art that you think might work, which, by the way, most of them don't work in real situations. There you go.
Okay, who is widely considered to be the GOAT of MMA?
Well, I fought both of them, George St. Pierre and Anderson Silva. I beat Anderson. I lost to George St. Pierre. So we'll say Anderson Silva.
Or technically, can we say you?
No. I got lucky.
What is typically regarded as the greatest UFC fight of all time?
Oh, greatest UFC fight of all time. I mean, it's hard because it's always changing. You know, there's always great fights. Just recently, there was one, Michael Chandler and Justin Gaethje, UFC 268. That was incredible. We'll go with that one for now. There's so many. I commentate the fights now, so it's just like a jumble in my brain.
And obviously it's subjective, isn't it? What you consider to be.
Yeah.
Do the weight classes work differently? Because obviously we know
Yes.
weight classes in boxing, but how does it work in
Yeah, so you got 120, it's all in pounds, 125, 35, 45, 55. Then it goes to 170, then 185, then 205. So there's a 20-pound jump there. And then over 205, up to 265 is heavyweight. So it's a bit of they need to add more weight classes, in my opinion. So I started off at 205. I was 15 and then I dropped down to middleweight. So that was a 20-pound weight drop, which, as I say, the sausage and egg McMuffins were not suitable.
Now, this is a proper dumb fucking question. The sport is MMA.
Yep.
And then there's UFC. Is
Yep.
UFC basically the Premier League of...
You said it perfectly. That's exactly what it is. You know,
Okay.
you got boxing, then you got the WBO, WBC, all the different promotions. You know what I mean? So UFC is just a promotion, but they are the Premier League. There's thousands now all over the world. The sport is so popular worldwide, let me tell you. And there's tons.
Right.
But UFC is the one where you want to be. That is the Premier League by far.
Right, okay.
So what are the ways you can actually win a fight?
Well, you can knock them out. You can win by TKO. You can submit them. Or you can win by decision. You basically stop them. You force them to give up, or you knock them out, or you beat them so much where you're not the other person cannot intelligently defend themselves. When they're not intelligently defending themselves, the referee will stop it.
Right. Okay. I can't believe I'm going to ask this,
Go
and you
ahead.
you might not want to do this.
Go ahead.
Can you demonstrate a chokehold on me?
I can, but I don't know if I want to. You seem like a lovely guy.
Yeah, but to do it hard. Just do
All
it
right,
half.
all right.
I can just tell you, from our viewers' perspective, they'd love to see it.
All right, go on then. Go
Okay,
on.
I'll film this on my phone.
Okay.
Because then that way, okay, you are definitely going to spill a drink here, aren't you, Jack?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Should I be nervous, Mike?
Shall we?
No. So we'll stand, yeah?
Yeah.
Right.
I'm scared for you,
So
but I
there's
like
There's
it.
many different chokes. But this is called the rear naked choke. You have to squat down a bit. You're very tall, aren't you?
Yeah.
So basically what you want to do...
Looks terrified.
So a lot of the time they're here, but you got to get under the chin.
Right,
So
okay.
a lot of people, you would be now like fighting the hands, pull that down.
So shall I actually try and pull you?
No, because it'll turn into a fight. You know what I mean?
I think you'd lose,
So
Jack.
relax. Right, give me your throat. You want me to show it? Lift your chin up, you bitch. Lift your chin up. Right, so there, and then you grab your bicep.
Oh,
and then you
God.
come around here and then squeeze, and then we'll tap when you're ready.
He
How long
tapped
did I
pretty
last?
quick.
A millisecond.
I thought my eyeballs were going to pop out.
Whoa. Leave the fucking eyeball jokes. I'll do them. I'll do them, thank you. Oh, God. Wasn't that
Oh,
dear.
that was probably one of my favourite moments that have ever
I'm
happened.
glad you're a nice guy, because if you was a cunt and I said that, I'd be cringing.
Mate. Oh, come on. I don't give a shit.
Right, yeah, that's pretty intense,
Oh.
that. And that was you at what, 2%, 5%?
Yeah, I
1%?
wasn't doing anything really, you know. But when you got the technique,
Yeah.
I mean, it's better to have the technique than strength. Like my 11-year-old, he has a mean rear naked choke. So it's all
really?
about technique, you know.
Is it scary when they've got you there?
The whole thing's kind of scary.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not just that. You know, anyone that says, "Oh, I'm not scared," they're either a liar or they're stupid. You
Right.
know what I mean? Because I'll be honest, when you're fighting for a living, it's not the fight itself that you're scared about, that you're nervous about, because we sign up for it. We choose to do this. And when you're getting ready for a fight, we spar many times. So getting punched in the face is not what we're bothered about. You know, which weirdly, it sounds strange, and I'm not trying to sound tough, but you get conditioned to it. You do. And it doesn't really hurt because you got the adrenaline going, unless you get knocked out. You know what I mean? Then you wake up and you think, what the fuck happened?
Yeah.
But you're worried about losing. That's where the nerves come from, because you're trying to, you know, it's your career. You want to be the champ. If you lose, obviously you have financial ramifications. Your trajectory of your career goes the wrong way. You know, so the nerves, and of course you're walking out there in front of 20,000 people. The world is watching on TV. You know, you don't want to get embarrassed. And if you lose, you know, it's not like losing a football match.
Yeah.
When you lose, you're gonna get the shit kicked out of you as well.
So it's not so much the physical pain then?
It's not so much the physical pain. No, I
Right.
mean, obviously that is a factor, you know. It is a factor, but it's not the main factor.
Is there a common way in which people win? Is it the knockout? Is it the submission?
Yeah, both of them. And decisions, yeah. I mean, they're all equally as common.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Is there a knockout that kind of sticks in your brain, like for all UFC fights, not just yours?
Well, there's one that sticks out of my fucking brain. When I got flatlined at UFC 100, it's one of the most famous knockouts. I mean, you might have saw it on the documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I got. But for me, when I won the belt at UFC 199, I knocked out the champ in the first round. That one kind of sticks out to me as well.
There we go. That was UFC for dummies, or MMA for dummies, I should
You've
say.
skipped that last question, which just says, who do you think would win in a fight between us two?
The reason I skipped it is because I realised how pathetic I was when Michael just got...
No, I don't know. I'm looking at you both. I think it's a non-starter. If I'm honest.
I agree.
You know what I mean? I'm like, we'll skip this one.
does actually break my heart a little bit when I have to go online and I have to read all these horrible comments, because I feel like that's a bit of a family. Football should be a family, and I'm supporting the same team you are out there. So don't think for a second that I forget how privileged I am to be in this position.